Hello. Hello. This is Everyone Show Podcast. I'm the host of the most, Wayne, and this is the man in the pits with the Tartars, Brendan. How are you, sir? Hello. Well, what should we talk about? What should we talk about? Hey?
Not much, really. There might have been a race at the weekend.
There was a race at the weekend, and I'll tell you, it was a little bit fun. So, should we? Let's just delve right in. Let's just dive right in, shouldn't we?
Let's go. Get to where the people want to get.
Let's put its trousers down and see if it squeals. Let's flick its nose and see if it farts.
Is this some of your?
I haven't even started the wine yet.
You're just happy to be healthy, aren't you?
I'm just happy to be of some kind of
back in the room.
Well, let's get the results up then, because I think there was a Monaco Grand Prix, wasn't there?
Yeah, there was. Yeah,
there was. Let's have the results.
Yeah.
So
a lot of people were apprehensive about Monaco because it's generally quite a boring race historically. But I think this race delivered, to be honest.
I think it did. It still didn't break the paradigm, but it's delivered, didn't it? We can say that, can't we?
Yeah.
Because let's go to good race, bad race.
Steering wheel, somebody tell him to give it to me. Come on, move.
Hey. Okay. Gonna throw my hat in the ring for this one. Bad race. Sergio Perez.
Oh, mate, he had a bad weekend.
What? That has got to be one of the races. I didn't see him in any post-race interviews, did you? I didn't see him.
I heard him, yeah.
I mean, he was not mentioned, actually, in a lot of the coverage.
Well, he was at the back, mate. That's
no,
right.
I know, but he's not even mentioned tangentially as he's the only challenger for the championship, for crying out loud. Really? He is. He's the only one. He's in the same machine, isn't he? Not mentioned all the way through the weekend. Not even, I mean, there was a couple of bits. I think in Ted's notebook, he said
he was mentioned 3 minutes into qualifying.
Yeah,
Perez has hit them all.
That is that's a perfect example of why you cannot you've got to have tunnel vision when you're driving around Monaco. You cannot get distracted by any other vehicle.
You think of the things that happened to him after last year's Grand Prix win, right? Yeah, best day, worst day of his life, rolled into one, you know. Well, not worst day of his life, but you know what I mean. He got in a lot of trouble after that Grand Prix last year. I remember the pictures of him getting escorted drunk off the boat in the morning, all that,
rubbing himself up against the lady.
Ooh, sir. So you imagine what he was thinking. He was putting pressure on himself, I think, but he screwed the pooch. He's done himself no favors.
It's not only that it was a bad. His qualifying ruined his race, but he didn't go anywhere when he did race. Where did he end up?
I mean, he was 16th, I think.
16th, just behind Nico Hülkenberg. They were all playing bumper cars at it. Right, okay. So we're saying the worst possible race for Sergio Perez. Are we saying that?
Yeah.
Lance Stroll, not too far behind. But Sergio Perez, terrible weekend. I think we can safely say that is bad race, Sergio.
Yeah.
Logan Sargent just poodling along, really, isn't he? I mean,
I think we have to go for Carlos Sainz having a bad race as well. I mean, he stuffed it into the back of Ocon.
Yeah.
And he damaged his front wing.
Lots of front wing damage going on through the whole race, wasn't there?
Yeah. I think good race, you got to say Ocon. Ocon had a great race.
Ocon had an almost perfect race, wasn't it?
He was under pressure to keep up with Fernando Alonso, That's the man.
That's the man.
And keep him in the sights, but also stop everybody else from attacking him. He had 5 different people behind him trying to overtake him. He defended each one of them. I mean, it's not the hardest track to defend on, but it's still to keep concentrating for that long.
That's what I'm saying. That's why you see. I know we've shown it on the podcast before. That footage of Senna going around doing his pole lap or whatever. He's going past cars like they're not there. He's not lifting. He's just got to hope that they just get out of the way. And you've just got to have tunnel vision on where's my braking point, where am I aiming my car at certain points. Any other car in your way or in your peripheral vision, you have to ignore. And
everything else off the track as well, you've got to ignore as well.
Yeah, and I think this is what happened to Perez. Just that split second, seeing that car coming out of the pits. Yeah. Oh, corner. I've missed it by half a second, my braking point or whatever. You're in the wall. And you really do have to be on it.
And being able to, for Verstappen, to bring 2/10 off a lap time in the final sector.
That was arguably one of the best qualifying, one of the best this season. How he did it. I mean, I watched Jolyon Palmer's analysis, and he went through it as well. How he did it was by literally getting within two centimeters. He touched it right at the end. Right at the end as he come out the last corner, he scraped the wall. But you've got to. That's how close you've got to get that to win that time.
Yeah.
I mean, how did he do that in the last sector? Because when he was coming up to that last sector, I thought Alonso had got it. They were saying he's on a bad lap. He's 2/10 down, and Alonso had got pole. And I thought, this is it. This is finally Alonso's time.
Yeah.
But it wasn't. But
the other thing that Max did over the weekend was he just kept going. He didn't need to keep slamming in those lap times towards the end. There was masses of time between him and Alonso, and he just kept building the gap and building the gap and building the gap. If the worst had happened and there'd been a safety car or a red flag or anything like that,
his time management. His time management is genius. Yeah.
But he knows. He was still going balls to the wall. He just kept going, and that's why.
Christian Horner said, "It's literally. Well, you tell me when you can't drive the way you want to drive, and we'll change your tires. But you tell me when it's undrivable." And that's the way it's got to be. And I sensed that last year from Sainz. It was like, I'm the one driving the thing with the tyres on. I can feel it. Trust my decision.
Yes.
And I know they've got undercuts and things like that. I get that. And especially putting them in places in traffic. But you've got to trust the driver.
If the car's not drivable or you're losing track time, then you've got to change it. You've got to put new boots on.
And the driver will say, driver knows that more than anyone. Yeah. This isn't working anymore. But let's go. Go on.
Alonso, could he have won it if he had put intermediate on?
Well, Jolyon Palmer's analysis said he could have won it.
Yeah, I think Red Bull said he could have as well.
Yeah, and he was quite denying it. I don't know if there's a little bit of embarrassment even because I think he made the call. He was protecting
the team, I think. I don't know. I think it was a bit of both.
Do you think he was saying it was still dry and?
Yeah, it was still dry, and it might be drying up, and it might not look like it. But they had the radar; they could see how much rain was there, how fast it was moving or not, and how long it was scheduled to be in.
They should schedule Monaco for a lot earlier in the season, so it definitely rains. Because it's a nowhere race without the rain. It really is. So anyway, Logan Sargent, we're going at the back of the grid still so far. We're doing good race, bad race, okay?
All right.
So with Lance Stroll, he was all over the show.
He's terrible.
All over the show. But no one's that. But again, what's going to happen to him, mate? Dad's not going to tuck him in tonight. No, I may not let you race the cars again. Really, Dad?
Yeah.
It's, he's not going anywhere. Can you imagine? As if he's ever going to get fired from a team his dad owns. Unless he says, I'm not good enough. I'd admire Stroll more if he turned around and went, look, Dad, you need someone else in this team.
Yeah.
There'd be a lot more. I'd go, oh my God, that guy's got character. But
a likable character, no less.
Well, self-reflective, you know. K-Mag didn't finish, bit in the walls, really, would he? The Hasses had a terrible race.
Yeah, they did.
Here we go, 2 weeks.
Logan Sargent, he needs to improve a bit. You know, the other rookies showed themselves well.
Did they?
You look
Nick De Vries, not really. I don't think Nick De Vries just floated around. Nick De Vries is one crash away from losing his seat, and I was quite surprised he didn't put it in the wall this week.
He outperformed Yuki this week.
You know damn well Yuki's tyres fell off. You know damn well Yuki was in for a top 10. Yuki was way ahead of him all the way right until, and then
what happened?
His tyres fell off. Yuki's tyres fell off.
Put new ones on.
Took yourself out. Get in the pits then.
Oh yeah.
But I don't know. I just get the feeling Nick De Vries is on borrowed time. He's on a Mick Schumacher time kind of thing, isn't he? I just feel like that, and he must feel like that. He must be driving around going, "I'm not going to get anywhere near the walls this week." Joe Guan Yu, okay.
Alex Albon did all right in quali. Didn't do so well in the race. That might be Williams. That might be why Logan Sargent's down there. Might be the car.
Yeah, it's going to be the car if it's Albon, because Albon's a good driver. Once for Red Bull,
showed himself all right. I mean, he's not far off Valtteri.
Yeah.
Alpha.
Sonoda, I felt so sorry for him. I did feel sorry for him. He worked hard for that race.
His radio messages are great. If Murray's not available, we might have to ask for a couple of Yukis.
Yeah, definitely. Because he was just on it. And you could hear his frustration when I think it was his tyres. Something had gone wrong. Not just tyres. I think there was something else with it. And he was just so angry. He was so angry.
He brake late, didn't he?
He was floating around at ninth. He was doing really well in a car that arguably shouldn't be there. We don't know really, because the other drivers, Nick De Vries, you can't tell. But yeah, Joe and Nick De Vries. Bottas, again, you could hear his frustration. He didn't get in the top 10 at the end. Oscar Pistorius. He's
the Astri.
He's the one that killed his wife with no legs. His wife
Allegedly.
has got the legs.
Allegedly.
Well, no, he did.
No,
he's been convicted. We don't have to say allegedly.
He served his time.
Is he out? Oh, I don't want to know. He probably is, isn't he? He probably is. They couldn't put one of those little ankle things on him, could they? Because it's just.
They need to screw it on.
Anyway, he's left his leg at home. He's left his leg at home. Gasly, okay.
Hang on,
Alpine.
What do you think of Norris? Let's do McLaren first.
McLaren were good. They were good. For what they are. Norris. Didn't Norris break something? Oh, he broke it in quali, didn't he?
Yeah.
That's skim that wall. Just that half a centimetre too close. Skim that wall. So Norris did all right. Piastri did all right. Yeah, Piastri's kind of getting there now, isn't he? If he's just been, I don't know how much time he was behind his teammate. I nearly said brother then. Teammate. Carlos Sainz, bit of a shocker really for a Ferrari. Ferrari did not have a good time.
No. To be beaten by Mercedes, Alpine, Aston, and Red Bull, that's...
And they can't just blame that on the extra lap. They can't blame that on the extra lap, because a lot of them went the extra lap, didn't they? Did Ocon go the extra lap for the intermediates?
I can't remember.
I can't remember now.
Pit stop summary. Here we go. Hang on.
Who 2 stopped? Who 1 stopped? Yeah. Ooh. Just what you want to hear on a podcast. Someone drinking.
When was the rain? 54. Yeah, so most of them around 52. Lap 50 was Lando. 51 was Bottas, Stroll. 52 was Joe Albon. 53 was Tsunoda. 54 was Alonso. Then it was
55 Alonso. 55 was it? 50? Did he go around another?
Yeah, 55.
Yeah, he just did one lap and went, oh, I got it wrong.
Yeah.
Sainz fell off the track as well.
They double stacked. That was a good double stacking from them.
Yeah, for them, bless them.
Yeah,
I'll say bless them. Sainz fell off the track though, didn't he? At one point, he fell off the track when the rain came. He spun.
Oh, he slid off. Yeah.
Yeah.
So did Russell. Russell did as well, and then he T-boned.
Well, yeah.
Then he T-boned. He was T-boned.
Oh, by Perez, but that wasn't Perez's fault.
Yeah, it was
He
Russell's
just pulled
fault.
out right in front of him. Couldn't see him. Very restrictive sight in these cars, isn't it? Well, you've got the headrest here. You've got the headrests here, and then you've got the halo. I'm not digging at the halo here because the halo's mainly. But you just can't. You can't if you're pulling out onto a road.
You can't turn the head anyway.
You can't. You just can't see anything. Yeah, and I think it was George Russell just took a chance. He had to, didn't he, to get back on the track? And what I will say is these cars, and what everybody's been saying, these cars can take a bump or two, can't they?
Yeah,
I mean,
especially side on those back wheels, as they're sliding around.
Russell was up in the air with it.
Yeah,
there was a couple of times where they've been hitting each other at the start, and aside from the odd front wing, they're not really. There's no suspension braking.
And I noticed as well on was it Ferrari that it was Carlos that lost his front end plate. In last season, Haas, it was integrated in. It was the same piece of carbon that folded up. So that when Magnussen lost his, it was flapping and all that kind of stuff, and it snapped off. This year, Ferrari's clipped in like that. So it was a separate component. So when it snapped off, and it fell off real quick, and it wasn't a danger. And the front of the wing was still in good
the integrity. Is that the word we're looking for? The integrity.
Affected, yeah, it wasn't going to get any worse.
Which is why he was able to just drive around without it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I
mean, there was some losses, but it was negligible.
So George Russell, he got a 5-second penalty. What was that for again?
T-boned Sergio as it came out.
Was that what the 5-second penalty was?
Yeah. It was an unsafe return to the track.
Didn't is it Hulkenberg or Magnussen got a bit of a penalty? I think Hulkenberg did at the start.
Hulkenberg did, yeah,
for causing a crash. But when you look at it, he was just taking a dive. I don't know. I thought it was a bit of a legitimate move, a bit of a dive. He kept it on the track, gave people room. Sometimes I think, I don't know, you've got to.
It has been
Monaco, for Christ's sake. It's Monaco. Come on. I mean, I thought that was a bit unfair on him. Gasly, Leclerc, terrible again, really. Not what he wanted. No. They just go backwards sometimes, don't they?
Gasly did well. That's his highest finish for Alpine.
Yeah.
Considering Alpine got a roasting off their CEO last week, then I think they've done well and they've silenced him. I don't know what's happened, but they pulled it out of the bag when they needed to.
Yeah, I mean, especially in qualifying. At that point when I thought Ocon was going to get pole.
Yeah, he was on pole, provisional pole for about a minute and a half, wasn't he?
And it's not just, it's not just, it's Monaco. Like, it doesn't matter how good you are. Any one of Alonso or Verstappen could have just clipped the wall and that would have been it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
So Ocon, it was feasible. Ocon could have got pole. It wasn't just Ocon's just in pole as a placeholder for Verstappen.
No.
It could have, it literally could be because of the nature of the track.
Alonso drifted round the first corner, and Verstappen hit the ball a couple of times on the way round. And it's
Verstappen had a terrible lap before he came in for his tyres.
Yeah.
He fell off the track at one point, didn't he? Did he fall off? I think so. I'm not sure if he fell, but he was bouncing around.
Yeah, I mean, they were all sliding and swerving, and the back ends were swinging around, and it was fun to watch them keep them on the track.
It was fun. because you kind of knew it was coming. It was just like this impending thing. They kept talking about the weather, and then you thought, oh, it's only going to be in a couple of corners. And when it started to come down in the pits, it was like all hell broke loose. And that's what's great about Monaco.
Remember last week we were talking about the average number of overtakes in Monaco?
Yeah.
It was 12, right?
Yeah.
The average in every other track was 30. This year we had 22 overtakes in Monaco. So something they've done with the cars has improved it. You know, to be able to do 22 overtakes.
Was that all in the wet? I mean, because they were just.
Well, that's over the period of the race.
I would argue no one overtook when they were driving around the wet. They're too busy trying to keep it on the road. Some of them.
So
footage you saw of them. It's unbelievable.
So the race, the rain came lap 51, 52. And there was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 overtakes after that.
Wowzers. It was
so
just
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 overtakes before the rain.
I mean, it was a great race, and you'll never lose Monaco because there was just something about it. And as much as they go, safety-wise, if you wrote down now, I want to do it, it's bonkers. No one would ever sign up for it. But
did you notice they had a helicopter this year?
Yeah, over the whole track, you could see how close. Because the one thing I'm looking forward to when I go there, even I'm not going on the race, but just to see how close the pits are, like when we talked about this, to the main straight and the swimming pool, which is the other side of the pits. It's just rammed together, and you could see that quite clearly on the helicopter.
Yeah,
it's a bit strange that they've never had a helicopter. Well, they have had a helicopter there before.
Well, it's all to do with the Formula One, as in Liberty Media, owns the broadcast rights everywhere else, and they provide the camera crew and the editors and the producers and all the team are their team or under their control at every other Grand Prix except Monaco. And they've obviously been told to up their game because it wasn't comparable to other.
I did notice there's a new grandstand that blocks the view of the usual camera angle coming out of the swimming pool. So they come in to the swimming pool and then they come out, and there's a new grandstand with a roof, and it blocks the view, which usually, so that chicane out of the swimming pool, that's a tricky one because you're coming from full pelt, aren't you?
Yeah.
That's blocked by this roof. And I was a little bit disappointed. I thought, well, they know that camera's going to be there, and they've built this blooming great grandstand, and you lose that corner. Yeah, I mean, you get it through the driver cam and other angles, but there's this very specific angle that you lose by this new stadium. I didn't like it personally, just for me, because I've seen lots of crashes there over the millennia.
Yeah, but the majority of them for you have been black and white.
Black and white, yeah. The push bikes. They fell off the horse or something like that. The guy with the flag walking out in front of them. Be careful. There's a broom coming. So Hamilton had a good race as well, really.
Yeah, he did. So do you think
he's still got that serene kind of.
Such sandbaggers, though, Mercedes, aren't they? Yeah, it's not a silver bullet. We've not made much upgrades. There they are, 4th and 5th.
He's got that still. Lewis Hamilton's still got that serene kind of philosophical look on it at the moment, and I'm liking it. He's like, yeah, it was a good race, you know. Now a year ago it'd have been we didn't win, but now he's still got that. Russell was disappointed in himself because he threw away a podium.
Yeah.
Which is I'm not that bothered because I quite liked the fact that Ocon got on there. I really did. That was a success driver of the day.
Yeah,
for Alonso.
And did you notice on the podium ceremony?
Yeah.
Fernando Alonso had his foot on the number 1 on spot when they were taking the pictures. He had his hand around the Red Bull rep, the constructors representative.
Right. Yeah.
See that picture? He's got his foot.
The guy's living his life, man. The guy is living his life.
He photobombed the Red Bull team picture as well.
Yeah, he's just every time he's in front of the camera, he's like this.
Oh, and you were talking about.
You'll never believe it.
last week
I'm
you
still
were
a
talking
Formula
about
One driver.
sniffing
God.
Remember you smelling the flowers?
Smell the flowers, Fernando. Yeah, go on.
Right? So he came out on TikTok or one of the social media platforms over the week, last week. He was out watering the plants. It was just like a balcony shot. And then Fernando Alonso walks out with a watering can, waters the plants, and then walks off. So he's getting into it, he's just loving it. He's just living his best life, like you said.
He is, man. The man is just crushing it. He will look back and go, right, what decades were really good? When I win the championship there, and that couple of years there, that was good. Yeah, that's the right time. So yeah, he's doing all right. One more step away, and I think they felt it at the end that they could have won that secretly. But you heard it in them. Like, he was very happy. He said, "Yeah, number 2. Yeah, well done." And they all went, "Well done, yeah." And they said, one step away. It's like, well,
it's 27 seconds behind, right? It's a 20. It was a 19-second pit stop. And if he was 6 seconds behind, he could have pushed. He could have.
And he pitted one lap before Verstappen as well. Verstappen had to go round and eat up all that time trying to stay on the island. Yeah. While he would have been going round in his. I'm telling you, they threw it away. It wasn't their fault. It was a judgment call.
Bad luck. It was bad luck.
Yeah, it was a judgment call thing. So I think we've done good race, bad race. I think Verstappen, obviously, good race.
Yeah.
He's a lot less. I don't know whether I like this Verstappen on the radio though.
What?
He's all well, he got pole and it was lovely, and then he won the race and it was lovely, and it's like, what? Who says?
He's taking it for granted.
Ice cream is lovely. Babies are lovely. You've just won Monaco Grand Prix. Come on.
Yeah.
I don't know. I sense he's bored. I think the man's bored. I think he's bored.
Yeah.
He's bored of it.
I think that's what
Well, there's no one nipping at his nose. This is the thing. There's no point in being in the front if there's no one challenging you. It's boring.
Yeah.
If all last 2 seasons, Hamilton. Sorry, mate. I will let you finish a sentence. Hamilton was nipping at his heels. He loved it as much as he didn't. He moaned about it.
And Perez nipping at him as well.
Yeah, but he's not really. Perez will move over. Perez blamed everything on everybody else in that race as well, didn't he?
Did he?
Yeah, there was a point where I think it was Magnussen. He tried to overtake Magnussen and he lost a bit of his wing, and he said, "Magnussen pushed me off," and everything was just everybody else's fault for Perez in that race, except the big thing which he did own up to.
Yeah.
Being rubbish. Right. I think we've done good race, bad race. I think we've pretty much nailed it. Good race, Verstappen. Bad race, Perez. Haas, terrible race. Well, I think now it's time for pit talk, isn't it, really? And then we've got to do predictions. So we can better get a shimmy on, mate. Let's go for pit talk. So really, what I want to talk about, I haven't got any pictures, but I want to talk about. Did Red Bull really inadvertently? Did Perez not only screw up everything for himself this weekend, but when lifting up Red Bull's car, literally lifted up the skirt. Perez, not only did he screw up, he fell over with his skirt round his head. That's what he did. And everybody got to see Red Bull's knickers. That's my pun.
And Mercedes as well.
Well, they both did, yeah. Both of them were hanging up in the air. So who's got the best knickers, basically?
Well, it's still to be seen, to be honest.
There's a lot of talk about the Red Bull and these lots of little channels that are pirouetting air here and there and everywhere. That's what I heard. Up Red Bull skirt is way more interesting than up Mercedes skirt.
Yeah, but that's had a year and a half, 2 years to develop.
But everybody gets to see it.
Yeah, well, they've seen it now.
It's a big deal. It is a big deal. Especially now we're back at ground effects that were abandoned in the late 70s. Just letting you know that I know that. Colin Chapman, one of the pioneers. So was Ben Nicholson, actually. Anyway, ground effects. It was all about what's going on underneath the skirt. I keep saying that. I won't say it again. Underneath. It's all about what's going down below.
Yeah, but it's hard to measure the distances and to.
All right, let's find a picture of underneath this Red Bull. Let's have a look.
I've got a picture here.
You've got a picture. Do you want to share it, sir?
It's not that. Let me see. It's not that clear, actually.
It's not.
There's some good ones on the gram. I can have
Red Bull underside. Have a look. Underside Red Bull pictures, images. Right. So let's first of all choose the tools. The size of the image makes all the difference. That's what she said. That didn't work, did it? Okay. 3 days ago, Red Bull fans. Have you got save image? Here we go. I'm telling everybody what I'm doing here, but and maybe the bottom of Verstappen's is completely different because he's number one in the team, as we all know.
You think?
Yes, he is now. He screwed up Monaco. I told you, mate. It's over for him. It's over for him completely for the season. That was his season swan song. Don't you think? I do. I think now he'll have to move over. Just saying. Do you think
he's got one hand on it? I reckon. But
well, yeah, but is it? What's he got his one hand on? Just grow up. I'm really childish today. I don't know. I've only not even finished that glass of red wine. Go large. Let's have a look. Right, the share screen. I've got it up here. Look. Share screen. Here we go. Desktop 2. Let's have a look. Can you see that, sir?
Yeah.
So, there's a lot going on here. There's channeling of air underneath here.
Juries, isn't it?
Well, the whole point of ground effect is to create the opposite of an airplane wing, isn't it? To suck it to the ground. But all of this under here, this is regulation apparently, this plank.
Yeah, this is a plank. Yeah.
All cars have got it, you know. But this isn't a great. I made great bones about getting a good quality picture myself, and I didn't, did I? But can I zoom in on it? I mean, where's my zoom? Zoom? Should we zoom? Should we try it? Let's try it. Here we go. Yeah, it's not high definition. I suppose it's straight off the telly, isn't it? Really, someone's taken it. You're saying there's some good ones on the gram.
Yeah, I'm just trying.
There's little air intakes here. It's carved. It's almost like carved. But that air, all that air is going places. Specifically, they've just, you know, wherever that air is going, it's either chucking it out the way and creating the vacuum, or it's being channeled into something to cool it. I don't know.
It's really it's putting it round so that it's the Venturi effect is basically making the outside air travel faster than the air on the inside, which creates a lower pressure, which sucks the middle part down.
Yeah, and which makes cornering faster.
Which makes you stick to the ground.
Well, it just makes you makes the grip fast. Gives more. It's aerodynamic grip as opposed to mechanical grip, isn't it? But they were very, very upset that everybody got to see it. But so Perez, not only has he screwed up his own. Let's just stop sharing that.
Okay, well, here's the. Have you got? Can you share the screen? Can you let me
I've
share
got
the screen?
yeah, go for it. It should be multiple people. Let's have a look. Come on. Show us your underside.
You need to stop sharing your screen.
I did stop. I've stopped.
All right.
Go.
Okay, let's just.
Oh, I've got multiple screens. There you go. Now I can. Go for it. Okay, so you're going to show me what you can show me. Oh, that's a better picture. Now we're talking. That's what the Gram can do.
That's the Williams. No, it's not. It's the Mercedes.
That's the Mercedes.
Yeah, that's the Mercedes. You can see the Ineos on the DRS flap. So that's the Mercedes new one. That's Lewis Hamilton's car.
Yeah.
So you can see at the front where it's coming through, directing it out right at the front, right here with these veins.
Yeah.
Big channel here. It's a lot simpler, and this area here is a lot simpler than the Red Bull one. But they'll develop that over time, and they will add bits into it.
But they'll be taking a keen interest, won't they, in the Red Bull?
Yeah.
There isn't a lot of difference, but yeah.
There's subtle differences.
And it looks like
along here.
Yeah, there are subtle differences. It depends how much air they want channeled underneath, isn't it? And where is that air going to go?
The sides here that hold the kind of skirt at the side that stop the air from escaping out.
Yeah,
you want to bleed some of it off, but they also want some to bleed off and curl and hold it in.
Yeah, once the seal's there, that's what sucks it down. This is when the ground effect first come in the 70s, they would have like rubber skirts on the side.
Yeah,
which they first introduced it in 78, and in 79 the Lotus would have the rubber skirts, and then they banned them.
Yeah.
So then the Lotus designed a car that had two chassis where the middle of it would go down and up, so that the skirt, so they could circumvent the rules or something.
Yeah.
They were very ingenious about it, but now ground effects are back in a big way.
Yeah.
Looking at the underside of a car is quite an interesting thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. It is. Looking at So what else have we got in the pit talk? Anything more interesting than that?
There's some there was some breaking Sebastian Vettel news. Obviously this was recorded earlier in the week.
Okay.
Sebastian Vettel is getting back into sport. He's buying a racing team, or he's financing a racing team.
Now that's good. They don't do that anymore. I think Prost was Prost or Stewart and Prost were the last ones to do that. There was the Prost team in F1. Stewart had It's
not a car racing team.
Oh, Braun.
Not racing cars.
Braun as well, but he wasn't a racer.
And Jordan
was a racer in his time, but not an F1 racer.
Eddie Jordan.
Anyway, go on. What is it?
Eddie Jordan. I like Eddie Jordan.
Is he going to invest in like battery powered things?
He's helping. He's investing in SailGP. The Germans are entering a team into SailGP, which is the Formula One of sailing. The foiling cats, Ben Ainsley, all the top sailors of the world. Ineos are sponsors of the Team GB. They're working very closely with the Mercedes team. We've spoken about this before, and that's how they're getting around the cost cap, in that they're having these top paid engineers, and they're splitting the cost of their salaries between the Formula One team and the SailGP team. And Red Bull Alinghi
must be a win-win for the
Red Bull are doing the same thing with the America's Cup boats as well. So, and America's Cup are doing Team GB as well. Ben Ainsley's involved in all that. So Ineos are doing that as well. So there's a big crossover between Formula One. It's all carbon fiber. It's all fluid aerodynamics. It's all electronic controls, tight, strict regulations. There's a lot of human performance aspect in it with SailGP that's not necessarily as important in Formula One, but it's a massive sport, and it's in its fourth season.
And it's something that's quite close to, you're into that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah, I follow it.
So that's another perspective we're going to have. It's great. Yeah,
it's great.
So Vettel, that's Vettel's Do you think he'll ever come back? I think he will. They always do. They always do. Yeah. Even for one season. Schumacher, Lauda come back and won the championship again in 84.
Speaking of Schumacher,
84.
A bit of Schumacher news this week.
Okay.
He's getting some test time in Barcelona in the Mercedes car.
Right.
In the current car, so he'll be getting some track time, which will be interesting to see how much information we get about it. Is it just going to be in the background? Are they going to make a big thing about it? Or, are they grooming him for?
I hate the term grooming.
Yeah, well,
it's not.
Let's not mention Philip Schofield. But,
we didn't.
You. Are they preparing him for the team, for the main team, or are they going to farm him out again to a feeder team, one of the, to Williams or somebody like that? Who knows what's going to happen, but we'll keep an eye on that.
He's just not. He's just a name, isn't he? Now, do you not think? You don't think he's just a name?
A status name? That'd be interesting to follow.
It didn't work for Bruno Senna, did it? Didn't work for Bruno Senna.
Well, there's a litany of people it didn't work for.
PK.
Yeah.
Jackie Stewart's son was a racer for a while. He wasn't that good. But what was quite refreshing about Jackie Stewart's son, he said he wasn't that good. He knew he wasn't as good.
Yeah.
It worked out for Hill. Worked out for Villeneuve.
Yeah. It's worked out for Carlos Sainz, although his dad doesn't drive Formula One.
He was a rally driver, wasn't he?
He still is, yeah.
Is he still? What? I know. I had the game. I had the computer game. Carlos Sainz.
Still quite a successful rally driver. He also does the Extreme E.
Extreme E.
Yeah,
Extreme E. It's a
with,
bit extreme.
Nico Rosberg and Lewis Hamilton own teams.
Rosberg worked out for Rosberg. There's another one.
Yeah.
That's what you want to do. Never want. I think Rosberg had the right idea as well. I don't want to do more than one championship. It's the button thing, isn't it? Just once. It's fine. You don't have to have 8, 9, 10.
Do the mic drop.
But Rosberg,
I genuinely think that's what Verstappen's going to do. He's just going to go, yeah, I'm done now, and walk away.
He's got no challenger.
No.
There's no fun. Interviews with Prost and Senna. Senna was only that good because he wanted to destroy Prost. Literally wanted to destroy Prost.
Yeah.
It wasn't even like a hatred that he just wanted to be so much better than him that he wanted to. One quote from Prost was, he wanted to embarrass me. And he did in that Monaco, the one where he crashed. Just walked off to his apartment as well. That was brilliant. A bit like Kimi Räikkönen a few years ago. Just I'll go on my yacht. I'm not going back to the pits. But Prost said that Senna didn't want to just beat me. He wanted to destroy me. And he was like 30, 40 seconds ahead of him in the same car. That is literally just phenomenal. But yeah, when he crashed, he apparently just walked back to his flat and then realised he didn't have his key. So he had to bang on the door, and apparently the housemaid had to let him in, and she just went, "What are you doing here?" Still dressed in his full uniform, That's why Monaco's a legend. And you know what as well? How many times do I have to watch like people talking about Monaco, and each driver goes, "Oh, I live here too. I live here too." Wonder why? Tax, isn't it? Tax. That's what it is.
Other news from the paddock, McLaren have signed Red Bull's former chief designer.
Oh, go on. McLaren has former chief designer.
Rob Marshall, a recognisable face and figure from the Red Bull team.
Yeah.
He's on the podium with Max and Lewis and Fernando. So he's quite a recent employee, not a historical one. So that means that they've also. So that's the Red Bull chief designer,
right?
Ferrari design chief David Sanchez, has come along, so there's a few people that they're they're getting into the team, you know.
Yeah.
Dan Fallows has come from Red Bull as well. Eric Landon from Mercedes.
So there's a few.
Yeah, there's a few people that have crossed the floor. I mean, it is a small gene pool, and this is quite common, but
almost incestuously. Yeah. I'm just looking for. Here it is.
And I think that's in response to Lando being a bit nervous. He's like, you need to show me that you're sorting this out. Get some big people in here. And McLaren are doing well in Indy and other race things.
Well,
like that.
Talking about that, I did watch the Indy 500 straight afterwards, and wow, if you want to see a contested race, watch that. I mean, geez, yeah. Where did I save that? I can't find the predictions, mate.
Fun to watch.
It was fun. It was long because it's 200 laps.
Right.
But the ending was pretty similar to the ending
not the famous Abu Dhabi.
Yes, very similar.
Oh.
Very similar, because there was some good old crashes. I'll give them that. But but I can't find bloody predictions. I'm gonna have to remake them. The ending was very similar to Abu Dhabi because there was a crash 2 laps before the end, and they usually would have finished under the safety car, but they didn't. And there was a little. So the deciding thing was what literally decided. Remove from recent list. Why can't I find the living predictions? I'm gonna have to literally make up the predictions again.
Well, I'll tell you what.
Go on. Hold on. What? Go on. You've frozen. So what were we talking about?
You were looking for predictions.
I got the predictions, and you said, "I'll tell you what." And that's as far as I found the predictions. I didn't. I found the photo I sent you last week. So right. Here it is. We're just going to add it up, and then we've got a new predictions one anyway. So, shall I share screen with everybody? Obviously.
Yeah, crack on then.
Let's crack on. We've got to do a. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for predictions. Right, Eric, can you see that? Let's do it. Let's add up our points. Let's do this. Let's get my little pen. There's a little pen here, and I take this. Let's move this out the way. We don't want to see this stuff. Just go out the way. Right. Pen. Draw. Yeah, just draw. Can I draw on this one? Is that okay? There's the pen. Okay. So, who won the race, sir? Who won?
Max Verstappen.
Right, let's just first start. You're getting no points for Perez. Nothing. Who got fastest lap? It was Hamilton in the end, wasn't it? Fastest lap, so nothing for that.
Fastest lap was Lewis Hamilton.
Yeah, Leclerc pole. Who was pole? Not Leclerc. It was Verstappen.
Starting grid was Verstappen on pole. Yeah.
What was the fastest lap, sir?
Fastest lap was 1 minute 15.650.
Oh, you got a point for that. Well done. You got 2 points for Alonso, second. Well done. You got a point for Verstappen. Where did Russell come? 5th, wasn't it?
Russell was
behind Hamilton, 5th. Yeah.
Oh, hang on. That's fastest laps. There we go. Russell was 5th. Yes.
Yeah. Science. You got a point.
Science was 8th.
You got a point for Hamilton. Stroll, you don't get nothing because he didn't finish in the end, did he?
No.
Stroll finish.
No, DNF.
Oh dear, Daddy's not going to be happy. Gasly, where did he come?
Gasly was 7th.
Ooh, Hulkenberg, nope.
No.
Tsunoda, nope.
No.
Okay.
He didn't do so well this week.
You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You've got 8. 58. You're on 58. Okay. 58. Let's put that there. Okay. I get a point for.
Way of doing it.
Yeah, well, yeah. I get a point there for Alonso.
Alonso, yeah.
I get nothing for pole, nothing for the fastest lap, and nothing there. Right. I get 1 for Leclerc.
Yeah.
I get 1 for Verstappen.
Yeah.
Where does Sainz come? Oh, yeah. I get 1 for him.
Sainz was 8th.
Nothing for Perez. The GOAT, where did he come? No, I got 1 point for him because it's so.
Yeah, he was 4th.
Russell, I get a point for.
Was 5th.
Yeah, I don't get a point for the Hulk.
Nothing. No.
I don't get. I get a point for Norris. 2 points.
Norris was 9th. Yeah.
Well holding off the inevitable. Nothing for Albon. No. And Tsunoda, where did he come?
It's the first one for a while. He hasn't been 11th. He was 15th.
Oh, nothing anyway. We weren't going to give any points for that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's just no score draw this week. So I'm on 51. Look at that. So
yeah, even Stevens.
So let's do the predictions. So can you put up the Spanish Grand Prix, sir?
The Spanish Grand Prix at and I need to get this. It's the Formula One AWS Gran Premio de España 2023.
Why can't they just? Where is it?
It's the Circuit de Barcelona, Catalonia. It's a track.
Yeah, you're just 2 years away from being cancelled for that.
I was doing my Speedy Gonzalez impression.
Okay. He was Mexican, wasn't
he? He is the fastest mouse in the whole of Mexico. All right, so
you go first. You go first.
It's a track that a lot of the drivers will be familiar with. A lot of testing gets done here.
Yeah.
The first Grand Prix was held in 1991. We will be having 66 laps this weekend. It is a circuit length of 4.657 kilometers, and that will give us a race distance of 307.236 kilometers. And the lap record apparently is non-applicable. Now, I don't know why that is.
Have they changed the track?
I wonder if they have. But they'd have to have changed it quite significantly to not
have a lap record.
For not to have a lap record.
Well, who got it last? So no one got it last year?
Yeah, we can go and have a look at that.
Barcelona Grand Prix.
There will be 2 DRS detection zones, and there are 14 corners.
I mean, that track's not changed. Let's have a look. That's an old track.
Fastest lap last year was 1:24.1, and that was Sergio Perez. So I don't know why they've not included it this year.
They must have changed the track. Must have. There's a little bit Spanish Grand Prix Motorsport or something. Barcelona to remove final sector chicane for the 2023 Grand Prix. Okay. There's a final sector chicane that they've removed.
Oh, okay.
So that's why there's no fastest lap. What? So they want to make it faster? Wowzers.
I might do, yeah.
That chicane looks quite new as well. Strange. So we don't have so we've got to make some kind of guess. We've literally got to guess the fastest lap. Fastest lip. Have we got any ideas?
Are you
it is a minky.
Is it minky with a berm? The minky is a berm.
It's still funny. They're going to take that away from us, mate. They'll take that away from us. We'll be cancelled for that one.
Watch it. Do you want to see the difference in the track?
Go on in. Let's share screen. Am I sharing screen now? Are you going to do it?
Yep, share screen.
Just makes it a headache for editing, but let's do it because yes, there
That's
13.
the current track. That's 2021 to present. All right, so see, you come round track corner 11 into corner 13, and the chicane used to be that bit there.
Oh, I thought it was on this
that little chicane there. So this is the previous one. That was the.
Oh, look at you! You're on fire with your sharing option. Yeah, go on. I'm just impressed. I'm just impressed. So that was the old chicane there. That's
corner 14.
Oh no, it did go all the way down to the bottom. Yeah. You said it was this one. You said it was this one.
Yeah, no, I was wrong. That's why
you were wrong, weren't you?
I had the graphic up there to correct myself.
Okay, let's stop sharing. Let's do the points then. Come on, we've got to get Shimmy on now. We share screen. Let's do it. I have no idea how much time we've wasted here. Okay, let's do this. So here we go. Can you see my screen, sir?
Yeah.
Oh, you can see. Would you like to choose who's going to be on pole position?
Max.
Yeah, it's not looking good for an exciting season now, and it's got worse. Verstappen. I should put Max really, because Josh Verstappen might. We could just have a wild guess at the lap. Who's going to get the fastest lap first?
I think Perez has got to have a strong.
Perez as a consolation prize and the fastest lap time.
I think he's going to do 1:23.5.
So you just think that the removal of the whole chicane is going to take 1 second off the time?
No, 0.5 of a second.
You think removing that whole chicane is going to remove half a second from the lap? Okay.
1.24. 23.578.
578. No, that's not a point, is it? So what was the original fastest lap?
Last year's fastest lap was 1:24.108.
I think you're going to lose a lot more than that. Okay, I'm going to say Verstappen because I've got no original thoughts in my head. I don't want it. I do want Alonso to win it, but I've got Verstappen pole. Maybe Alonso could wang it. Okay, my fastest lap will be Alonso. He'll want something from the weekend, and I'm going to say 1.19 point. I'm going to go that. That's a whole chicane, mate. 2 braking areas. Okay, I've said my piece. That's what that's my. Okay, so now, who are you gonna? Let's go for it. You first, sir. Who's gonna win?
Verstappen.
Yeah, it's not really looking good for anyone else, really.
No, not really. I think where we're going to make any points on this is getting the secondary figures in the correct order.
Best of the rest. Are we going to have a fight between the Spaniards?
I definitely think Alonso's going to be second again.
You think so? You think Perez's star has fallen? And then Perez?
I think Perez, yeah.
Okay.
And then Carlos.
Carlos has been outperforming Leclerc, you know.
Yeah, and then Hamilton, Russell. I think that might change. I'm not sure if Russell might get in front of Hamilton.
Do you want to put Hamilton? What do you want to do?
Oh, let's put. Oh, hang on. What are you doing?
I just. I always does this.
The whole thing's
Where do you want? Oh, Perez is behind.
Carlos.
Hey, okay. Whatever makes us laugh, it's all that matters. Right, Russell or Hamilton?
That's all this is about, mate.
That's all this is about, my friend.
Have you got the music on this week, mate? Have you got the music on the background?
I'm gonna put the music on. I feel like putting it on louder.
No, don't. It's shit.
No. No, it works. You've got to have it in the background. There are too many pauses, my friend. Too many pauses in our podcast.
Too many
pauses.
What? Oh, right, okay.
Pauses. There's too many pauses. 1, 2. You don't change everything. If one person complains, you don't change. In fact, you double down. The fact that he said disliked and blocked, like I'm gonna Pursue him. I'm sorry, podcast listeners. We had a comment. We begged for comments on the YouTube channel, and we got a comment. Someone moaning about the background music. Yeah, it's elevator music. It's background music. You're not here to listen to the music. You're here to listen to two idiots talk about Formula One. Okay, and if you don't like it, just go somewhere else. But don't moan about the music and then say disliked and blocked. I mean, I don't care. I could. Who does that? I'm telling you, I'm disliking it, and I'm going to block you, like I'm going to chase you down the street or something. Rant over. Right, where is Russell going, mate?
What did I say? Hamilton was going.
You wanted Russell first.
Hamilton will be fifth. Russell sixth.
Yeah, they do tend to stick together, these two.
Yeah, they do.
And now we've got the fun. Now the fun starts.
I reckon Stroll's got to put in a shift. Oh no, Ocon's seventh.
Yeah, Ocon is going to have a lot of confidence. Stroll eighth.
Yeah.
Who's ninth?
Gasly ninth.
Where is our friend Gasly?
Yeah.
Where is he?
Let's put Norris in 10th.
No, wait a minute. I've got to find Gasly. Where's Gasly gone on this? He's going to be right down the bottom here. Right down the bottom. There he is. Come on, Gasly.
And then Norris in 10th.
Norris, yeah. Norris is a pretty...
Oh, look, I've not got Leclerc in there.
I'm
happy with that.
Oh, someone's got to fall off the track, haven't they?
Yeah. He's been crashing a lot recently.
Yeah. I think he's been making a lot of noise about... What was your score? 58? Was yours 58? And what was mine?
Yeah.
What was mine? 50... It was 43 plus 8, 51, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I can't. He's been making a lot of noise about not being happy anyway. Right, here we go. Here's my predictions. I'm going to do it again. I'm going to do it. I don't care. I've got to roll the dice on this.
What, Hulkenberg first?
Yeah. Alonso first. Verstappen second. I think they're going to pull all the stops out. It's a home race. Perez. Oh, actually, I might put a cheeky one. Perez second, Verstappen third. We've got. Part of me knows Verstappen's won it, but I've just got to mix it up a bit. I'm going to go Sainz with you fourth because he's going to try and. Oh, I've just literally nicked him off you. What's going on here? There you go. There's another Sainz. I'll put him back where you were, and I'll put him there. I'm gonna swap them around. I'm gonna have the GOAT sixth, and I'm gonna have Russell fifth. Why is it not copying? Why are we not playing ball here? There we go, Russell. So Russell fifth, Hamilton sixth, Ocon. Yeah, I'm gonna go Gasly seventh. I'm going to go Ocon 8th. Whoa, Ocon. Calm yourself down there. Hold up. Put him back to the right size. Are you still there, sir?
Yeah, still here.
See, that's why we got to have the music. I might change the music to different kind of elevator music, but it's going to stay elevator music. I'm going to put Leclerc in. Little Leclerc there. 9th. I think he's going to have another spin. I do think he falls off the track quite a lot. I'm going to get a little bit of redemption for Tsunoda, actually. He deserves it. He worked so hard in Monaco. So we've got Alonso, Perez, Verstappen, Sainz, Russell, Hamilton, Gasly, Ocon, and then Leclerc, and then Tsunoda. There you go.
Brilliant.
That's our predictions for the Grand Prix, or should we just call it the Barcelona Grand Prix? Circuit to Catalonia. The Spanish Grand Prix. Should we just stick to that? Can we all agree that that's a thing now? Let's stop sharing. There, and I'll take a screenshot of that so that I don't have to worry about.
That'll be on the socials, ladies and gentlemen, so you can all keep track.
You can all keep track. I've noticed that the F1 teams now are doing a bit of a fantasy thing now, haven't they?
Are they?
The F1 crew, you know, Ted and all that, they were making predictions. Their predictions are a little bit complicated, not like ours. Ours are dead simple. We make predictions of the top 10. I mean, what's more difficult about that? They made it a little bit complicated. So anyway,
didn't watch that.
That's the end of predictions. I would like to say a little word about the Indy 500. I've watched it.
Oh yeah,
I watched it a couple of years ago when Alonso was there, and Button took his place. Alonso did it. He was in McLaren, wasn't he? Obviously, he was driving for a McLaren in the Indy 500. I do like it. There is a lot more crashy stuff.
Right.
And the track is just so wide. But the disadvantage is once someone's behind you and there's no one in front of you, they're going to overtake you. So that, like, the lead was swapped around. If you watch it, the lead was swapped around to save fuel. So the guy behind would slip behind, save a bit of fuel, and then they'd swap it round. So the opening 150 laps are a little bit deceptive.
Pointless. Like basketball.
What, the whole game's pointless?
Well, the first 3 quarters of it are pointless.
Really? I don't know. I've never watched it. I do like the Indy 500.
It comes down to the last 2 minutes. It's like 75, 74. 5 minutes, 2 minutes to go, and off they just the
all decided in the last 5 minutes. But I did enjoy it. I do enjoy the length of it. I do enjoy it. It's 200 laps
That's
long.
What she said.
Oh yes. Oh, the old ones are the best. But yeah, it's different to Formula One. But no, I did enjoy it, and Grosjean was there. He was racing.
Grosjean. I read an interesting article about.
I said Grosjean. I meant Grosjean. Why did I say Grosjean?
I thought you were trying to be funny.
I thought I was trying to be funny as well. I think that's the way they were pronouncing his name. He came nowhere, bless him. He came nowhere, and then he hit his teammate.
Oh, he's done that a couple of times.
He hit his teammate in the pits. The pits are completely different. They're a bit old school. The pits are like jumping over a wall, like proper like old school.
Well, that's when I was talking to Tico. Big shouts to Tico if he's listening. He said he would take us to an IndyCar race, and you can get in the pits while it's running, and you can watch it happening, and they're just running about. You're standing in the garage.
It was mental. There was lots of calamity in the pits, and Grosjean hit Carlton Herter actually.
Oh yeah.
Or Carlton Herter hit him. They both didn't finish. Carlton Herter was quite up there. He was in the top 10 at some points. But it's all
I read an interesting article about Jamie Chadwick and the feeder series for Indy 500 for IndyCar, and why she's not blowing everybody away. And the standard of driving in Indy is a lot better than people over here give it credit for. And the standard of the W Series really wasn't as high as people thought it was.
Oh, right. So she's been doing Indy stuff, has she? Jamie Chadwick?
Yeah, she's in Indy Next, which is the Formula 2 version of Indy.
That'll be good, because they've had a few. They had a few female runners this year in Indy 500, and as we know, Danica Patrick.
The gap's too big from the W Series to that level of single-seater racing. It's not.
I'd just say Danica Patrick looked gorgeous when she was doing her commentary. And so did the male commentators too. They're all gorgeous. Everybody's gorgeous. Look, we got under a minute.
Right, on that bombshell, I think.
On that bombshell about everybody being gorgeous. This has been the F1 Show podcast. What?
We didn't get a visit from Murray.
We didn't get one last time either, because we just had a lot of stop starts. All right. This has been the F1 Show podcast. I've been the host of Nice Wayne, and Brendan's been the man in the pits with the Tartars.
Au revoir.
Au revoir. Goodbye, everybody.
Roll.